Two critics in the parking lot. Instant movie review.
Steve Samuels here. This is the closing night of the Tribeca Film Festival. The closing movie is by Edward Byrnes. It's called Newlyweds, and it's actually the 10th movie that Edward Byrnes has shot and premiered at Tribeca. And the movie was actually shot completely here in the Tribeca area. Now, we believe Edward Byrnes is going to be here and the cast. He does these boutique kind of movies that are like 5-6 cast members, very intimate. But once again, Tribeca is like a beautiful area, and most of the movie was filmed right here. Hopefully, we're going to be able to see some clips of it for you as well. But just a few minutes, I'll be coming down the red carpet. I am with Ben Rappaport from the TV show Outsource. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Dude, the TV show is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I love the movie. What's nice about your show is you've never lost the feeling of the movie as it goes on. Do you kind of feel that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same basic plot. You know, the guy goes to India having, no experience outside of the country, and that's where it all begins. I mean, I guess the big difference is that we just continue beyond that. Beyond 2 hours, we just go a whole season's worth.
Now, are you guys are coming back next year, right?
We don't know yet.
Really?
Yeah, we don't know. We'll find out in like 2.5 weeks when the upfronts come, but the network's gone through a lot of changes. I mean, we're really hoping, and our fans are really hoping, so, fingers crossed.
It's a great show. It's a really good show.
Thank you, yeah.
So what do you think about Tribeca, the film festival? Have you been attending any of the movies?
This is my first time here. I've never been. I just got back from LA recently, so this is my first night here. I figured why not come to closing night and check it all out. And I'm seeing a film called Newlyweds, which I'm really excited about.
Edward Byrnes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited to check that out.
So what are you working on right now?
Well, right now, I just got back. I shot a pilot for CBS, which is untitled at the moment. But,
okay.
And then I'll be doing a play at Second Stage Uptown this summer called Sex Lives of Our Parents by Michael Mitnick.
How long does that run for?
It'll run June 3rd through June 7th through July 3rd.
You're doing another pilot. We're going to see what happens with Outsource.
It's kind of kind of.
You got to keep working, right?
You got to keep working, exactly.
Cool.
It's a security thing.
Ben, really good to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
Enjoy the movie.
Thanks a lot.
Matthew, a pleasure. I'm pouring sweat.
You ran here.
I ran from pretty much Central Park all the way, not that, Washington Square Park.
There's no cabs out today for some reason.
That was the thing. I was looking, the traffic was so bad, I decided just to walk. I'm going to take this off so I don't have a meltdown otherwise.
You are in one of the greatest TV shows on the face of
the
earth.
Thank you. Oh, thanks for saying that.
Dude,
yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's fun to do, and I'm lucky to be a part of that show.
Is that show as taxing emotionally?
It's so much more taxing than I ever imagined. We just went on break from it 5 days ago, so I was able to come out for this festival, and it always is such a relief. I forget during the year, but you get sucked into the maelstrom of looking at dead prostitutes it's intense, but
Your character is so deep too. I mean, you got these internal things, and you're almost acting inside more than out. Right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. The more, that's the problem. The more, I feel like the better job I do, the more it kills my soul.
Right?
It's a double-edged sword a little bit. Yeah.
So what do you think about Tribeca? Have you been here before?
I've not. I went to film school here in New York, and
where'd you go?
To NYU. Okay. And I never made it to the festival, but this year I'm so proud because one of my friends has a movie here that I have a small part in.
Which one's that?
It's called Magic Valley.
Magic Valley.
Yeah. It premiered last Saturday, I think.
Did you make it to the screening?
I did. Yeah, it was really well received, well attended, and just a lot of fun. Yeah.
How much difference is movies and television?
It's weird. Luckily, I love independent films, and TV's a lot like that because you have 8 days, one take.
Yeah.
You're racing the clock, and so it has, his film and my show are very similar, but, TV compared to, the bigger budget things I've done is a little bit It's 28 days to film a 3-minute scene or something.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's the luxury of time, but at the same time, I sometimes feel that burden of stress and, rush creates energy that isn't in a lot of high budget things.
You guys feed off each other, especially in low budgets. I think you guys care
That's
about
the thing.
more.
Yeah, well, you're there. You're if you're doing a low budget, you're pretty much there because you want to be there. You're not there to buy a swimming pool. It's you're there. You're there to tell a story. So everybody's it's like being in battle, and I love that.
Well, we're happy to see you here.
I'm happy to be here.
Once again, great show.
Oh, thanks for saying that, man.
Thank you. 12 more seasons.
Oh, thanks. I think it will.
You can stay alive through that.
I'll be dead by then, but no, I think I'll be alive.
Good seeing you, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm with Craig Hatkoff, one of the co-founders of the Tribeca Film Festival. 10 years ago. When you guys started the festival 10 years ago, what did you expect it to become?
we really didn't even have any expectation. It wasn't a vision, it was a mission, and the mission was just to get people back downtown. And after the first year, we realized this wasn't something we're just going to do one time. This was going to be something that we really had touched a chord, and it was very poignant because it brought people back to the streets of Lower Manhattan. And the whole concept of all of the narratives of not only 9/11, but films around the world telling these incredible stories, that sort of led us to where we are now. So,
all the other film festivals have their places that they exist in, and people are calling Tribeca Film Festival the People's Film Festival. Were you cognizant of that, or is that just kind of happened?
No, that we were very cognizant. We wanted this to be the most accessible film festival ever conceived. We weren't just going to do a film festival that did the same thing the other ones did, and that and it became clear we weren't sure how that was going to work. Would it be accepted by the artists? And what we've learned is that's exactly what the artists, they want their films to be seen.
They want the buzz. It's like when they do screenings before a movie comes out. They want the word of mouth people to talk about it. And you can sell something anywhere, but to have, I guess, people in your theaters like you guys are doing here, it changes the world.
Yeah, and I think to summarize what we've seen, and I'm not sure it was articulated early on, we became about connecting the artists with the audiences, and that connection of interplay, very pure, and you want to see it with an audience. And today we're online, and there's always engaging with the festival. We're on video on demand, and so we now have taken the festival from just the live experience and that live connection to year-round, any screen possible. So that's really changed.
This is our first time covering the festival, and it's been an extraordinary experience. From the movies that you guys have picked to the people that are handling the red carpet and being able to talk to people like you, I guess all festivals can't be like this, but it feels very home.
We like to be unique. Every festival does a great service for the world. That's how we have to hear these stories, and we seem to have found our own little niche, and that's a little anymore. And it's a big city and it's a big world, but it becomes very close, and I guess you turn it into a small world.
You're right.
So,
Greg,
right.
Thank you so much.
You better crane up.
So I'm with Caitlin Fitzgerald.
She's very tall.
I won't do it. I've actually got my high heels on.
You do. You're
but
meeting me.
But you got like 9-inch
I know.
heels though.
They're absurd.
So you're working the height thing, obviously.
You have to.
What do you do in the movie?
Well, I play Ed Byrnes' wife. Lucky me.
Oh, now this is interesting. So you're with him through the whole movie, pretty much, right?
Indeed.
He wrote this. He produced it. He directed it. What was that like? Sharing scenes with somebody that has all these other things going on his head.
I have to say, I think because of how many films he's made and acted in, it's really fluid. You never get the feeling that he's like worried about something producerial.
Does it seem like it closes the producer door and director door when he gets in?
I think that's right. And it's also such a small, intimate crew on a film like this that,
Was the cast like 7 people?
Cast was like 7 people. The crew was like 2 people.
Wow.
So, it was just us, and we became a family, and so it was easy and fun.
What was it like shooting in Tribeca? What was that experience like?
Heaven.
Was it really?
If I could never leave New York and just make movies here, I would be in heaven. And Tribeca's so beautiful.
You kind of could.
That's the goal. They keep telling me I have to go to LA, but I love New York so much.
It's just got a whole different feel to it, doesn't it?
It really does. It's iconic,
Now, have you been to the festival before?
I haven't. This is my first year.
First time.
Yeah.
Now, have you attended anything else?
I went to some parties, but I have to say I haven't seen any films. I was out of town this week.
Now, did you see your movie yet in front of a crowd?
Not a crowd like this. No.
Wow. Well, this is going to be exciting for you.
Yes, it is.
Well, listen, Caitlin, it was so nice to meet you. Enjoy your screening.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. I am with Kerry Bechet, and Kerry plays, I don't know.
I play Linda. I'm Eddie's younger sister who comes to town sort of unexpectedly. We made Nice Guy Johnny last year, which I was in at the festival, which was a wonderful experience, and so now we're back for more. And I was thinking about it. Eddie and I don't have any scenes together in that movie really at all.
In Nice Guy Johnny?
Yeah, Nice Guy Johnny. So it's nice to get to come and kind of play together.
Now, you guys didn't film last year in Tribeca, did you?
No, last year there was some stuff in Manhattan, but a lot of it was out on Long Island.
Tell me about the experience of filming in the Tribeca area. What was that like?
So most of the film was shot predominantly in Tribeca, almost all of it, I think, except for one scene. And it's really a wonderful way to shoot in New York. Sometimes on the big budget projects, it's like an enormous machine in which you are a tiny cog. And it really makes a big impression on the life on the street when you're with an enormous crew. But with us, we're about this, with a guy with a camera, a guy with a boom,
awesome,
and then us. And it's incredible. And so people really let life go on, and you really do feel like you're interacting with New York in a much more authentic way.
Do you think that this is a movie that really lent itself to that intimacy of how you shot and how you built the movie?
I think it couldn't not be. I think the way you make a movie really has a lot of bearing on the content and the product. And so this movie it's actually really uncomfortable for me to watch. I find it to be very raw and real, and it really captures.
Is that the hardest thing when you really open up?
It's really tough, but I think in a really great and challenging way that movies have a unique capability of doing, of sort of stretching our capacity for empathy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Enjoy the
it was great
screening.
meeting you. Thanks a lot.
I'm with Edward Byrnes right now, and he's you're the writer, the director, you're the actor of this movie, Newlyweds.
Yeah.
And this is actually your 10th movie, 6th premiere at Tribeca. Am I right about
Yes,
that?
yeah.
What's this movie about? What do we take away from this?
It started, the idea was born out of, I went to a dinner party for somebody's, a couple's 10th wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. And somebody made a joke about, if the marriage ended today, after 10 years, you could still call it a success in this day and age. And I thought, we all kind of joked about that. So I had this notion of, what makes for a successful marriage and why do marriages either survive or disintegrate? And it's the first script that I wrote where I started with a question as opposed to a story.
Okay.
So each scene in the film is really an examination of, there are two couples in the film that are newlyweds, and there's another couple that's been together 18 years. And it's about, why do these things work or not work? And it's a comedy drama, so it explores sort of the funny side of how we can drive one another crazy, but then also sort of the tragic side of how sometimes, those little things can fester and break up a relationship.
So if you had a 10-year marriage, would that be successful if it broke up?
I don't know. That's sort of the point of the movie. Like I offer no answers. I just, offer some more questions maybe.
Tell me about your process. You wear so many hats in this movie. When you step onto the set and you're the actor, do you remove the producer, the director, the writer hat, or what happens to you?
Yes and no. There's one part of your brain that is always operating as the producer director, where you're thinking about the rest of the day, you're thinking about how much time we have, you're thinking about how much this is going to cost, and then you're also, as the filmmaker, as the director, at times you're watching the camera or thinking about, or you're watching the other actor and thinking about their performance. The interesting thing about this film was we shot it in a documentary style. So we made the film with almost no lights. Sometimes we didn't even, almost all handheld, tiny little camera, no boom operator. We just wore wireless mics. Wow. So you were able to fall into character in a very different way. I mean, for me, it was really liberating because of all those reasons I just explained. I'm watching all the other stuff.
On you, right?
Exactly.
So it's more pure.
And, we were, given what the movie was about, we wanted the film to be real. We wanted naturalistic performances. And we almost wanted them to be a little bit uncomfortable, as if you were, sort of eavesdropping in on a conversation you shouldn't be hearing. Exactly. And given this production style, we were able to pull that off. And I got lucky. I got a terrific cast, and they delivered.